Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Legacy Core Class Skywarp figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We'll do some comparisons with him and his original Generation 1 self. We'll then do a comparison with the newest version to date before this that I had of him, which was his Earthrise version. And because he's a core class figure, what we'll do is we'll see how he displays and scales with some other figures in the same toy line. So as you can see, quite a bit to get through today. And I'd like to remind anybody, if they're not subscribed to that channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. Now, before we open this up, again, I need to thank Robot Recruits. That's an online shop in the UK because that's who I purchased this from. And as you can see, they sent it to me absolutely perfectly and securely. Before we open it up as well, let's have a look at this beautiful artwork here for Legacy. So there, of course, is his alternate mode. There is the new Legacy, well, not that new, the logo that we've now come to be quite acquainted with the Legacy. There's his name, that's the font they're using. There's, of course, the robot mode. And to be honest, there's, of course, the normal Legacy. There's not much more in here. This is mainly all writing, unfortunately. And there we've got two images of both of the particular modes there. Now, we already know, unfortunately, that this guy doesn't have null rays. But I'm expecting, a bit like they did, I suppose, with Brunt. Remember, they did a weaponizer pack upgrade. I'm expecting that they will do that. I think they'll bow to public pressure, to be honest. Let's see if we can take this out. Of course, it's windowless as well, but it's a bit ironic. It's windowless, but there's plastic ties holding him in. So for that part, I don't really get it. Let's take this out, slide it out of the thing. The only thing that I will say on this, and this is, I suppose, it's not a selfish comment, but it benefits me because my collection is getting a little too big. I can actually flat pack these boxes rather than have to worry about the windows. Here's the little instructions that are in there. They're quite big, actually. And as you can see, there he is all there. What I'm going to do, though, now is I'm going to set him free and then come right back to you. Okay then, so I've set him free from his packaging and let's do some first impressions. And once again, this is a stunning little figure. So it is only quite small. You can sort of get the scale by my hands around it, but look at the detail there. Look at the detail in the mold around by the thrust engines. Even inside there's lots of detail all around the outside. The head sculpt is lovely. You've got the lovely red eyes. We've got articulation in the head. We can turn it around. It'll even bob a little bit, actually, not fully, but just a little bit looking up and down. We can see we've got ball and socket joints there in the shoulders, ball and socket joints in the elbows, ball and sockets in the hips, in the knees. There's so much articulation on this little guy. There's no waist swivel, which again, let's be honest, let's not expect too much. It is just a small figure. There isn't really an ankle rock either. You can see that this is all fixed and fused. However, with these tail fins, you can sort of angle them to give it a little bit of a difference posing, I suppose, stance. But first impressions for him is absolutely brilliant. Got the lovely detail there on the wings, the Decepticon logos, the tampographed purple on it. It's just, again, it's just a great little figure. Let's have a look at the accessory that comes with him. Again, this is the only, I suppose, downside negative part to it. The fact that we've just got this. I can't even really explain what this is. Let's have a look what it says it is in the instructions. The instructions are quite big, and all it's got with regards to the weapons is it's just got there the fact that we can, of course, combine them all. So when I get them all, I'll be doing exactly that. It does make a giant looking, and that looks impressive, to be honest, but when it's by itself, it doesn't look the greatest. What we're going to do now, though, we're going to have a quick look at him in his alternate mode before coming back to the robot and do some more comparisons. Okay then, as you can see, we're back and we're in the alternate mode, and a quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. There's a couple of reasons. The first is to keep the main length of this video down, and the second is more so especially with the fact that this is a newer figure. As you can see on the back here, it clearly states there's 17 steps to transform this, again, really small and detailed figure, and the transformation process is so clever. There's some brilliant little bits, so I genuinely don't want to ruin it for people who are going out to buy this for themselves. If you do want to see it, I am going to upload it on a separate video, but again, I just don't want to spoil it for you. It's very clever, it's very cool, and you won't be disappointed, to be honest. And again, look at it, it looks great. Okay, you can see the fact that there's got some fists there, and of course we've got a bit of the old front when he was in robot mode, which of course that's the faux front of the jet. But when it's displaying like this, I mean, you can't really fault it, especially not for this particular size. With regards to the accessory though, now of course we can attach this in that little hole underneath, and again, I'm being dead honest, it doesn't really do much for it at all. It just doesn't look that great. There's one thing I think I'm going to try though, and what I've got here is the Combiner Wars version of him, and if I remember correctly, yeah, this had the small, I suppose, null rays as well for his hands. So this was the Legends class, which is obviously what they were known as before they were known as Core class, and I'm pretty sure these will fit in the hands of this figure, so you can use them if you want. I don't think there's anywhere else to it. Oh yes, we can attach them at the back there. Again, this gives me more and more reason to think that the weapons are going to be released in a separate pack, to be honest. I mean, because they've got the holes already there set up, there you go. You can see, you can use, if you want, if you're upgrading your figures, you can use your Combiner Wars Legends class weapons and accessories, and as you can see, it fits absolutely perfect. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Really impressed with this little guy. I'm going to keep him out there now, because what we're going to do, we're going to come back and do some more comparisons with him in his robot mode, and let's see how he displays. So we're back for the final time, and he's in his robot mode, and again, this is the main reason, because I'm going to be displaying him in this particular mode. So what I've done is I've kept the Combiner Wars one out, just so we can do a few more comparisons, just to see how they've improved over the years. So we can already see that we've got the same ball and sockets in the elbows and in the shoulders, but on the knees on this, there isn't a ball and socket, it's just a swivel, and the head doesn't move at all on the Combiner Wars. So the upgrades are the fact you've got ball and socket in the knees. As you can see, you can twist and turn them either way, and of course, as we've pointed out, the head does move on this. Yeah, again, it is an upgraded version of this. There was nothing wrong with this, but this is just a better figure. It does look good, and it is, I suppose, it does have that little bit more of a homage to the Generation 1 figure, which I might as well bring up now. And this is that particular one, obviously. Loving the fact that it's got these little tail fins and the little tail wings on the side. Again, just like, I suppose, the G1 figure, if you want to display like that. I love it. I think it's great. I love all these homages to G1s. I love seeing the old figures that I used to play with as a child updated, and yeah, for everybody else to enjoy as well. Again, we've got this weapon, and there's two ways in which that we can hold it. We can either hold it like that, which looks reasonable. Looks like a cattle prod, actually. I think that's what it looks like. And by the looks of it as well, we can even go, yeah, we can go that way. I don't really know what that is. Maybe that's something for bonfire night. Of course, it's going to be the handle for the sword, isn't it? And of course, we can hold it that way. So either or, you know, it's still not the greatest. And in fact, I'm just going to take it out. And what I'm going to do is these little guns from the Combiner Wars ones, maybe they don't fit in his hands. They looks like, oh, they do. Again, it's a brand new toy, so they do fit in his hands. But again, of course, let's be honest, we're not going to be displaying with it in his hands. We're going to pop them here on his shoulders like so. And this is, of course, now I'm going to display him. So I'm going to upgrade this guy using the Combiner Wars weapons with him. I'm going to stand him there looking like that. And what I'm going to do very quickly is just a couple more comparisons for you. So this is, of course, his first release. This is the newest one to date for me, and this was the last newest one, the last one in order that was released. Again, completely different figure, completely different size class, so you can't really compare it. But what I do like to do is, again, just look at how well they've made this little figure, this little version of this much larger, much more expensive figure. Again, the details in the chest are brilliant. It's so cool. Really liking it. Last thing to do then is, of course, let's see how he displays with the rest of his, well, some of the other core class figures that are released with him. So there is Starscream. So of course we are going to be expecting Thundercracker sometime soon. He of course has the correct null rays, and there is little Soundwave as well. Is he going to stand? Yes, he is. Perfect. So there you go. Wow, Soundwave's quite a bit smaller. Anyway, there you go. I think that's more than enough to be said about this lovely little figure he really has impressed me. Again, just as this whole Legacy and Core class line is. And again, the brilliant thing is we can add them weapons to it. What do you think of this? Is this another one that you're going to be purchasing? Or are you maybe sick and tired of the fact that every time we get one Seeker, we know they're just going to use the mold over and over again? Let me know in the comments, guys, and take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe.